안녕하세요! Welcome back to Two Korean Girls. So you've started learning Korean or maybe just picked up a few phrases from your favorite K-dramas. But did you know there are certain don'ts in the Korean language that can instantly make you sound rude, even if you don't mean to? Today, we're breaking down the top Korean language don'ts that most visitors and even beginner learners don't realize are a big deal. Whether you're just starting out or you're already flexing your Hangul skills, this episode will help you speak Korean with more confidence, accuracy, and respect. Have you ever accidentally said something in another language that totally backfired? Share your story in the comments. We love hearing those. Let's jump right in. Number 1. Don't use informal speech with strangers. Korean is a language deeply rooted in hierarchy and formality, and one of the biggest mistakes beginners make, saying 안녕 to a stranger or someone older. Yikes. While 안녕 is fine for friends or kids, the polite form is 안녕하세요, which adds respect. In fact, most Korean verbs have formal and informal versions depending on who you're speaking to. Using informal speech, or what they call banma, with someone you just met can come across as disrespectful or arrogant, even if your intentions are good. Fun fact, this comes from Confucian values that emphasize social roles, age, and respect. Even in modern Korea, age and hierarchy still influence how you talk to others. So the golden rule, if you're unsure, go formal. You can always switch to informal later if they invite you to. Number 2, don't ignore the you rule, because there is none. Here's a mind blower for many English speakers. In Korean, you rarely say you. That's right, the word you does exist, but in most real conversations, Koreans avoid it. Instead, they use titles or names, like 선생님, which means teacher, 오빠, which means older brother from a girl, 사장님, which means boss. Using no with someone you're not close to can sound condescending or aggressive, like you there. So instead of saying, are you hungry? Say, 배고프세요? Or if translated to English, are you hungry? The subject is implied. This reflects Korean's high context nature. You don't always need to say every word explicitly. Tone, status, and setting do a lot of the talking. Pro tip, if in doubt, just skip you and use the person's title. You'll sound 10 times more fluent and respectful. Are you learning Korean? Or maybe you just love Korean culture? Then hit that subscribe button for weekly content that helps you speak with confidence and cultural smarts. Like this video if you've ever learned a language with rules that totally shocked you, and don't forget to turn on the bell so you never miss a deep dive like this. Alright, back to the list because we're just getting warmed up. And number 3, don't translate directly from English. This is where Korean learners crash and burn, direct translation. Korean and English are built completely differently, and translating word for word often creates awkward, unnatural, or even rude sentences. Let's take, I'm happy to meet you. A direct translation might be, 나는 너를 만나서 행복해요. Grammatically not wrong, but it sounds like a love confession. Instead, you'd say, 만나서 반갑습니다, or nice to meet you, which literally means meeting you is a pleasure. Why? Korean emphasizes humility, shared experience, and subtlety. Overly emotional or personal language can feel too much in the wrong context. So instead of thinking in English and translating, start thinking in Korean structures. And number 4, don't forget to add 요 or 씁니다. Let's talk about sentence endings. They matter more than you think. 몰라 means I don't know, but to an older person or stranger, that sounds dismissive or cold. Instead, say 몰라요, which sounds more polite, or 모르겠습니다, which sounds very formal. In Korean, the ending tells the listener how polite you're being. Forget it, and your sentence might come off as rude, even if your words are fine. Think of 요 and 씁니다 as verbal respect signals. Without them, you're just blunt. So no matter how simple your Korean is, always attach that politeness ending. Bonus tip. Practice with everyday phrases like 괜찮아요? which means are you okay? 좋아요, which means it's good. Now let's go to the last one, number 5. Don't overuse Korean slang unless you know who you're talking to. Korean slang is fun, trendy, and everywhere on social media. But just like in any language, using slang with the wrong crowd can backfire. Imagine using YOLO or lit during a business meeting in English. Yeah, it's the same here. For example, 대박, which means awesome. 헐, which means OMG, shocked. 쩐다, which means that's sick, but very casual. These are great with friends, younger people, or online, but can sound immature or out of place with elders or informal situations. Korean culture still values language that matches the setting. It's okay to use slang, but read the room. So now you know the top Korean language don'ts that can make or break your interactions in Korea. The Korean language is more than grammar and vocab. It's a window into culture, values, and relationships. Whether you're traveling, studying, or just fangirling over BTS and kimchi, learning how not to speak is just as important as learning how to say the right words. So remember, don't go informal too soon. Skip you, use titles, watch those direct translations, respect your endings, and keep slang in the right setting. The good news about slang mistakes, they're usually more embarrassing than offensive, and Koreans often find foreigners trying to use slang more endearing than annoying, as long as you're not crossing major cultural boundaries. Learning Korean correctly isn't just about communication, it's about building bridges between cultures, showing respect for Korean traditions, and opening doors to deeper relationships with Korean people. Every mistake you avoid is a step toward more meaningful cultural connection. So, if this video saved you from a potential awkward moment in Korea, make sure to subscribe for more language tips, food adventures, and deep dives into Korean culture. We'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below sharing the Korean don't that surprised you the most, or tell us about a cultural faux pas from your own country. Keep the journey going by checking out the rest of our videos to learn more about Korea's rich and fascinating world. 고맙습니다, and we'll see you next time. 안녕!